Hi, welcome to my channel, Takoyaki Tarot. Today is August 7th, Thursday, 2025. So before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. Yes! If they resonate with you, you clarity. If it does not, then don't push it to be a story. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. There is I think there's a crow outside, so you might hear it in the background. So, also, I wrote a book for fun, and it's a really good story. What is that? Oh my God. It's a really good story. Okay. It's called Major Arcana. So if you're interested in reading my book, there is already a link on my community board, so go check that out. It's $15 for hardcover. For soft cover, it's like $14. Just go check. Anyways, this is what it looks like. This is just a proof copy. This one right here, this one's not for sale. But this is it. I did it myself, so obviously it's not like, professional or anything like that. I just did it for fun. Want to see if I could do it, and I did it. Yay! So this is my book. All right. I own it, so I'm excited because it's just a really good story. It's a romantic fantasy for mature audiences, so just keep that in mind. It's not a children's book at all. Not a children's book. This is not a children's book. This is not a book for children. Okay. So aside from that, I'm really excited about it. I like it. I like how the story is. I may or may not do some more books, because it was really fun, actually. Anyways, so before I get started, I already did that. Blah, 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 blah. I was camping for a while. I was up in the mountains camping, which is why I wasn't posting for a few days, if anybody was wondering. So, yesterday was my first video back. I do have some shorts of like the little critters that I found in the mountains, so if you're interested in that, go check that out. Alright, so I'm gonna try and make this video super quick because yeah, why not? Alright, I feel very very clean today. It's just like one of those days where you just feel extra clean, right? It's one of those days. I just feel extra clean today. Very organized. Okay? That's a feeling. That's how it feels. Alright? That's how it feels on my insides. So, which is interesting because usually how you feel on the inside, you project that on the outside, which I'm very excited about that. Alright, because I like being able to organize. I just really believe that everything has its place. Alright, I really believe that everything has its place, right? That goes with emotions, that goes with earthly things, that goes with people. I know that sounds kind of messed up to say, but it is how it is. Official person, upright. Okay. So there could be somebody that's coming in to setting things right. That's interesting. I was literally just talking about that. There's an official person that's coming in to set something right, to correct something. Correct, oh my gosh. To correct an injustice that was done probably towards you. Oh, yeah, I cannot wait. The senses are a very amazing thing. It's so interesting how the senses work. Right? The 5 senses are what? See, hear, taste, touch, smell. Right? But then there's like that 6th sense, right? But the 5 main senses are very, very interesting because it's mostly based on earthly things. I feel like the 6th sense is more based on the immaterial, right? It's like that thing that's on the tip of your tongue, right? Community reverse. So you have a bunch of bad people around you, karmic people, people that are miserable, unhappy. They be doing dumb stuff and then they point the finger, no, it was you, no, it was you, right? So there could be a police officer or someone in government or whatever the case it is that is setting the record straight or correcting some sort of injustice or some sort of wrong that was done to you on behalf of a community of people. Like a community of people could have done something wrong to you, right? That's getting corrected. It doesn't even, it's just like it's just people that grouped up together thinking that they were really doing something to you, right? For whatever reason. At the end of the day, though, this is what they wanted to do to you. This is what they wanted to do. This is what this community of people wanted to do to you, all right? Forget about intentions. Forget about whatever. At the end of the day, this is what they did. This is what they did, okay? And I'm not saying that to, like, cast judgment. I'm just saying that because I'm human, too, right? So we all sin in our own ways, okay? We're not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect. Alright, but this is something that there is a group of people that they did something because they ultimately, at the end of the day, this is what they wanted to do, and they did it to you. Okay? This could be family members, groups of co-workers, neighbors, friends. It could be a combination of all of those, right? 656. It's a combination of co-workers, family members, friends, neighbors. It's a combination of those things. It's a community, a bunch of people that grouped up together. They created their own little community of karmics. Okay, they did this. Whatever they did, I don't know. But they did it. Distant horizons reverse. So something's happening right now. Very, very soon, right now. Alright? Not in a couple weeks, not in a couple months, right now. Right? Depending on who and what is watching this at whatever time, it's happening at that time. If you watch this video tomorrow, then it's tomorrow. Alright? Whatever now is for you when you're watching this, that's the now. I'm also getting that there was a group of people that were hee hee ha ha laughing. Right? But now they're not. It's like all those smiles, they turned upside down. So now they're frowning. Before, they were all too more than glad than to do these, whatever they did. They were more than happy to do it. They were glad. They were ecstatic. I feel like there's like, I keep feeling like there's like hair on me. Not my hair, but like a random strand of hair. So this could have been like a family member that's trying to cling on to you. You have family members, multiple, that are trying to cling on to you, okay? That could be part of the community, this karmic community. Oh, yeah, you can buy my book on Amazon. I forgot. I don't know if I've been saying that. But the direct link to purchase, because Amazon is weird when they first publish books, right? When you first put your book on Amazon, it takes a while for the algorithm, right? But as of right now, I do have a direct link until Amazon does its thing, and then you can just like search for it freely, okay? It takes time. That's just how it is. But you can buy my book on Amazon. And there's softcover and then there's hardcover. Okay. Yeah, go buy my book. Go support me. Support me. No, it's cool though. I think I did really good on the storyline. It's fun. It was fun to do. I've always been really, really good at essays. Since I was in school, I've always been good at essays. There were times where I would write essays and it would be too much or too good. And that's a thing, right? That's a thing. Like sometimes I would get carried away with the essays. Like I would have to write like maybe like 5 paragraphs, and I would write like 2 pages worth. that would be too much. According to my teachers, it was too much because, like, they don't want to read all that, right? It was supposed to be 5 paragraphs, and I'm over here writing 2 pages, front and back. So, it's I guess it's kind of like a know your audience kind of thing. So that was always my issue, doing too much, right? Or reading. I would also get in trouble for reading ahead in class. We would all have to read a book together, right? And everyone have their own parts to read, and I would get impatient, and I just want to read the book. I don't want to hear anybody else reading it. I want to read it. I want to know the story. That's it, right? And I would get in trouble for that. So I remember we did that. I got in trouble for reading ahead with this book called Touching Spirit Bear that I read in middle school in 6th grade. I still remember that. I remember learning how to walk too, but I'm not gonna get into that. Anyways, so go buy my book. Alright, let's get back to the reading. Sorry. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. Ooh, imprisonment. So there's a bunch of community people. These people, right, that are in your community that were teaming up against you to do something because they really wanted to at the end of the day, and they were laughing, smiling, hee hee ha ha. And the reason why those smiles are now turned upside down is because they're all going to jail. They're all getting imprisoned, right? Now this could be a spiritual prison, physical prison. For some of those people within that community of group, it's both. Not just physical prison, but also mental prison, right? Which is worse because you're locked in a box, right? So for some of them, it's either or, right? Some of them, depending on the seriousness of it, right, and depending on how high up they are on the pyramid or the totem pole, 1144, right? Depending on how high they are, right, like what role they played as well. Okay, so some of them will be actually in physical prison, and then others will be like in more of like in a mental prison or like emotional prison, like they're filled with anguish, guilt, and shame. Some could be financially in prison, like because of that. Now they have to suffer penny pinch. They have to struggle financially, or maybe because of that, whatever they did, it's now on their record. They now have a record, and now their opportunities for a job are very limited, hence financially struggling, financially imprisoned, right? For some of them, it's mentally, emotionally, financially, physically, depending on who they are and what role they played and going against you, okay? So, you do have a karmic community, I want to say clan or a cult, right? You have a bunch of community members that banded up together. They essentially created like some sort of cult or coven, or clan, like a clan of people, whatever. They're all going to jail. And the reason why they're going to jail is because somebody in this community ratted them out. One of their own ratted them out. And they're going to know, and you're going to know, because they have all the inside scoop. They have all the info. Okay? And there's also, I'm seeing someone visiting people in prison, like communicating, but that they're a rat. Okay? I keep getting that. This is someone who, they're not trustworthy to the karmics. Alright? Essentially, they're not even trustworthy to you. Basically, whoever this rat is, they're not allianced with anybody. This is a rat that is very more of survival. Like, rats are all about survival. Alright? Think about it like that, okay? So whoever this rat is within this community of people, not only do they know this community of people, but they also know you. That doesn't mean that they're an alliance or anything. They're not Team Karmic's Team Collective. They're not. They're Team Survival for themselves. Survival of the fittest. They are Team themselves, right? So that's what's going on. Right? And that's not, you can't, like, frown them for that. You can't judge them, right? Because it's, right, like, they're not against you, but that also doesn't, just because someone is not on your team, like, is not alliance with you, how do I explain this? Okay, and Superman, okay, he said this line where he said, I'm not your enemy, but I'm also not your friend, but that doesn't mean that you have to be afraid of me, something like that, okay? I'm not saying that that's what this rat is, but it's kind of like that. Whoever this rat of a person is, they were witnessing everything, right? It was kind of like they're just like a spectator. They were watching everything, so they know everything, right? But that may make them seem like they're karmic, but at the end of the day, it's just, that could just be their purpose, just being a rat. Because some people are just there to, like, gather information. Not like monitoring spirits, not like, some people, this is just somebody who's just like, that they're believe it or not, whoever this rat is, their role was actually very, very important. It was very important. I'm also getting in Game of Thrones, that one guy, I think he was a eunuch. He was that one guy who was like, he would get information from all the children and give them candy, right? He would get all the information, all the gossip, whatever whispers that they were hearing within the land, within the kingdom, right? But he was also in the know-how with the queen, right? Like, he also knew the information from the queen. Like, I would consider that man in Game of Thrones, the bald eunuch, a rat, right? Because he knows everything. But it's more so it's more so for his survival. This is this rat, okay? This rat is more about their own personal survival, okay? But they know a lot, okay? They know a lot. They know enough, all right? And this is someone that knows you and also knows this community of people, okay? So there's a group of people, karmic people in the community that are going to jail, and they're stuck. And this karmic community of people, this is the rat that's visiting somebody or them in prison. And it's like this rat is like giving them information about what's going on with the trial or what's going on with you or whatever the case it is. But this rat is also very clever. Rats are very clever. Okay? They are very, very smart. They are. So I'm also getting that this rat is okay, I'm not gonna say that. But so let's move on. Alright, let's move on. About whoever these people are, this karmic community of people, I will say this. These karmic community of people, they are desperate for information. And this rat knows information. But the rat is... If you ever try to catch a rat, it can be hard. It can be very hard to catch a rat. Alright? I'm also getting these people don't even know who the rat is. They haven't figured it out. Whoever ratted them out, they haven't figured it out. So I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'll leave it alone. Yeah. Okay. But this rat, they're not your enemy, but they're also not your friend. So remember that. Whoever this person is, okay, they're not your friend, but they're also not your enemy. They're more about survival of the fittest. So if they see, there's something about too, like whoever this person is, if they feel like a great injustice was done to you, right, they're gonna kind of maybe tip the scales a little bit, right? Just a little bit, just so, it's something like that. Rats are really good with that, okay? Do not underestimate a rat. Somebody could be born the year of the rat, poverty reverse, that's your energy. What poverty where? Who's poor? Who's in lack of? Not you. That's not your energy. You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about anything. You're fine. Your money's good. Your health is good. Your finances are good. Your stability is good. Everything's good. You're good. You're good. Okay? You're perfectly fine. You're good. Alright? And this community of people, they're imprisoned. I'm also getting this community of people, they're asking, that's the information that they want to know about. Because I was just saying that there's information that they want to know, right? That's what they want to know. They want to know about your poverty status, if you're poor or you're not poor, what you have, what you don't have, etc., etc. They want to know about that. So they're asking this rat about you. Okay, now I can say it. But this rat, they're not really, because that's your business. What business does this rat have to talk about your business to a bunch of people that are imprisoned and in jail? What is that information going to do for you? What is sharing that information going to do for this rat who's free? Alright, mind you, this rat is about survival. And if it's in their best interest to keep information about you hush hush, they will absolutely do so. Okay? They will absolutely do so. I'm also getting in Harry Potter, I think it was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, I believe. Right? And it was in Deathly Hallows Part 1, where they all had to take... The books are so much better, first of all, okay? But the movies, they do justice, okay? But they do skip out a lot of stuff, but whatever, not the point. Okay, so... As you know, Severus Snape, right? He was always actually the good guy. Believe it or not, he was always the good guy, right? He was actually in love with Harry Potter's mother. Spoiler alert, okay? But whatever. Even his Patronus mirrored Harry Potter's mother's Patronus, right? That's how much he was in love with her, but whatever. So my point is, I think it was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, where they ought to take the Polyjuice Potion, which is a potion that transforms your figure, okay? And they all had to take it to mirror to look exactly like Harry Potter, because I think the information had got leaked that Harry Potter was being transferred, okay? Was being moved. And Voldemort really trusted Severus Snape. Like, that was his right-hand man. But other people questioned him, like, you shouldn't trust him, blah, 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 right? But Voldemort was like, how can I not trust him when he killed Albus, Percival, Wilfrid, Brian, Dumbledore, which is Dumbledore. He killed Dumbledore, right, for me. But, spoiler alert, Dumbledore and Severus, they already spoke about that prior, okay? But whatever. But anyways, my point is with this, right, like, I'm getting, like, it's that one scene in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 where they're at the round table and they're discussing when Harry Potter is being moved, right? No, Harry Potter's being moved on the 6th. No, he's moving on the 8th. No, he's being moved tonight, right? And Voldemort asks Severus, right? And Severus was like, I believe and I know, blah, 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 that Severus is, that Harry Potter is being moved on this night, blah, 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 blah. And Voldemort believed it. And it was true, right? But that's how it was supposed to be, right? Whatever information that was leaked, it was true, but it was part of, like, a bigger plan. Like, it was supposed to be that way. So, I feel like this rat, they know what information to leak and when to leak it, okay? Because rats are really good with instincts, too, by the way, okay? People think rats are dirty and disgusting, and that may be so, but do not underestimate a rat's need for survival. Right? I'm telling you, whoever this rat is, they're very clever. Okay? They're very smart, and they know the game that they're playing. Okay? They know the game that they're playing. This is now, I'm getting, like, more, because it's towards, like, the last 2 to 3 books, that's when it really, really, really got serious, and it was, like, the darkest in the series of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. It was the darkest in the series. Alright? I don't know if you noticed too, but in Harry Potter, the movies, the opening theme songs, they go from, like, cheery, and then they get darker and darker and darker and darker, like the opening WB, the Warner Brothers sign, right? It gets darker and darker and darker, right? Because I feel like there's something, it's now getting, like, really, this is it. This is it. Alright? This story is, like, whatever this story is, it's at the end. It's, like, wrapping up. Alright, so we got Poverty Reversed for the collective, which is great. I'll get 1 to 2 more. Family Room on the Fence. So, I feel like there's something very stable about your family life. Whatever family... So, if you have a family room, like living room, dining room, foyer, whatever the case it is, right? That's pretty solid, right? There's no cracks or chinks in there, like... I don't know, it's just very stable. Poverty Reversed and Family Room on the Fence. Like, that's something that's not teeter-tottering, it's just there. Right? 2323. I feel like this is good energy for you. I'm getting something in the background, it's coming up. Give me a second, hold on. Okay, so I'm also getting with this Family Room on the Fence. You're going to have to really, not pick and choose, but you're also going to, you're also going to have to be mindful of, so you're in this poverty reverse. So you have abundance, you're not in lack of, you have stability, you have this, you have it all, right? But you're going to have to be very mindful when it comes to certain family members who you share that information with and who you share your things with, right? Because again, you've got a bunch of people, these karmic people, that's asking this rat, what does the collective have? What do they have? Do they have money? Do they have this? How much money do they have? What kind of things do they have? Right? They want to know the things that you have. But this rat, they have their own job. So just ignore that. They have their own job. Okay? They're not your friend. They're not your enemy. But they have their own job. They have a very crucial role in all of this. Okay? And so they're doing their part. But I feel like with you, collective, because you're in poverty in reverse, and your family room is pretty much good and golden, I'm hearing. Golden. Living your life like it's golden, golden. Living my life like it's golden. Alright? You're going to have to be very mindful of who you indulge certain informations about yourself with. right? Because these people want to know what you have, so they're asking the rat. The rat's not saying anything, so now they want to ask you, or they're trying to like get you to talk about yourself, right? They want you to like open up and tell them and show them, right? Look at what I have. This is what I have. They want you to do that with them. So be very mindful of that kind of energy. Whoa! Be careful with that. Come here. I have to fix your tutu.
Tutu?
Your tutu.
What? I'm so strong.
You're very strong, my angel.
Get to live.
So yeah, just be cautious because they just want to know what you have. All right, because with poverty reverse, and look at all that space, look at those pretty shiny nice things, right? And these people have nothing. They're trapped, bound. They just don't have what you have, unfortunately for them, right? Fortunately for you though, so that's why they want to know what you have, right? I'm also getting, these are people that are going to ask you for, you ever have those family members that are always constantly asking to borrow something, like, can I hold $5 until Friday until I get paid, or, you know, can I borrow that pot that you have, or can I borrow your car for the weekend, or they're always asking to borrow something. Those are these people, so be very mindful, because when they find out, that's when the, can I borrow, can I use, can I have, can I borrow, can I use, can I have, do you mind? Be very mindful of those people, right? Because it's not ever about, hey, how you doing? It's, hey, what do you have so that I can borrow today? It's that energy. So be mindful of that energy, okay? It's very, very irritating because they're not calling you to check up on you, right? They're calling to see, hey, do you mind if I borrow something of yours? Can you give me something, right? They could also be feeling like it's not fair, because I just got the feeling where they feel like it's not fair that you have things, right? And it could be the same things that they want or are in need of, right? High honor reverse, but these are people that are high honor in reverse. These are people that have fallen. They're karmic. So no, you cannot borrow this. No, you cannot hold $5. No, you cannot have this. No, you cannot, right? And if you feel some type of way about it, then so be it. But no, you can't. I was also getting something interesting earlier today to gift giving, all right? But this is something separate. It's more along the lines of, if you've been noticing people giving you gifts, right? Notice how they grow. For example, like someone is giving you like a chocolate bar, right? And that's going to grow. Then the next gift, just in general, right? Whatever, from wherever. The next gift you receive is a bag of chips, like a big bag of chips. The next gift you receive is something bigger. And then the next gift you receive is something bigger. Notice how they're growing in size. The gifts that you are receiving, right? The size and the amount of gifts that you're receiving, all right? Not only are you open towards abundance, you're going to be receiving a big Wheel of Fortune kind of gift energy, right? But be also mindful of, I feel like it's also, so one is good. On the other side, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because on the other side is like someone, there's this energy that it wants to see how much you're willing to accept, what kind of gifts you're willing to accept, how big of a gift you're willing to accept, right? Now, one is from the divine, which is great, but again, double-edged sword, because there could be some karmic energy that wants to give you a gift to see if you will accept it, right? But there is some sort of strings attached to that. But again, use your discernment and have faith, all right? Because if it's a gift from God, you're not going to feel weird or negative, or you're not going to, I shouldn't, no, I'm okay, right? You're not going to feel that way if it's from the Most High God, right? But again, use your discernment, because there could be some projection. It's very complicated, I know, because there could be some projection where it's like, well, I shouldn't because I don't deserve them. Again, discernment. It's a very, these things are very layered, again, okay, so, but you have to be very, like, balanced and level-headed, all right? Logical, but also have faith. And use your discernment. It's a very, it's okay. It's I want to say psychological warfare in a way. Okay. Know thine enemy. Know thine self, so you can know thine enemy. Right. So that's why it's very, very important to know who you are and to stand firm in your beliefs. Right. So, anyways, go buy my book. All right. Let me see what else. So now I'm going to jump into some tarot. Okay. What time is it? I got time. What is that? Hold on, give me a second. Five of Cups reverse or upright. Five of Cups upright. So you got a bunch of people that are, again, like I said in the very beginning, this community in reverse. You have a bunch of people that are miserable, sad, unhappy, grieving. I'm getting grieving the loss of what could have been for them because of what they felt like they deserved, because that's how much they wanted it. Did you get that? You have a bunch of people that are grieving what they felt like could have been for them because they felt like they deserved it because that's how much they wanted it. Alright? So you got, this could be a karmic Scorpio, or you could be a Scorpio, or there's just something about, if this was something that they did, lo and behold, what they did not expect, tower moments, right? A transformation, something changed that they were not expecting. Okay, they were not expecting to not just also fall, but be imprisoned. That's something that they were not expecting. But this rat knew. This rat knows. I'm telling you, rats are really good with instincts. All right, there's a flood coming. You may not feel it, you may not sense it, but a rat can. All right, so you see a bunch of rats running. You see it in TVs and movies all the time. A bunch of rats are running. They're running in that direction, right? And everyone's like, what's going on? Because rats know there's a danger coming from that direction, so they're running. A lot of the time, people will follow rats. If a bunch of rats are running in that direction with haste, right? And you're looking and you don't see anything, but you feel it. Okay, if the rats are running, right? And there's a pile of food back there and they're running away from the pile of food, there's danger coming from that direction. So we should follow the rats. This rat knew something. This rat knew all along because, again, that was part of their role, right? There's always, in every story, there's always that one person that knows what's going on both ends. Okay, like a watcher, a spectator. All right. There's also, I can't tell you how many movies and things and shows where there's always that one character, and it could either look like an old lady, a homeless woman, a dirty child, a little lost dog that's always there's always that one person that you would never expect that always is always getting overlooked because they know, right? They purposely have that appearance of being overlooked because they have a job. Okay? Anyways, so yeah, this Five of Cups energy, right? You got a bunch of people that are sad, depressed, grief, loss, self-pity, despair, disappointment, disillusionment, fear of risk, mourning, right? Feel your grief, but know that things will get better. And I feel like that's kind of a difficult thing for these people because 333, yes, they cannot get past this difficult moment that they're experiencing right now, right? For them, they're imprisoned right now, and for them, it's forever. That's it. They can't, right? That's it. They can't. It's like they're giving up right there. Not even realizing that, okay, you did a big bad thing, so now you have to kind of like deal with it in the meantime until you're ready to have grace and mercy and forgiveness from the Most High God. My phone just lit up, so that's how that works, right? You got to do your time, right? You got to do your time. Whether it's 2 months, 2 years, 2 centuries, you got to do your time. That's how that works. Do your time. But to them, it's like, oh, the world, oh my God. And that's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do about that. All right? Let them, their self-pity is not your problem. How they feel about their situation because of what they did is not your problem, right? But you'll have to be in mind. Keep in mind that if you're going to do something bad, you have to be prepared for the consequences. Because you have no choice, right? So you might as well make peace with that choice. It's very complicated. These things are layered, okay? You have to be, like, you can't just do something bad and then be like, okay, well, it wasn't seen, I'm good. No, everything you do, good or bad, it gets noticed. It gets seen. And there are always consequences. Right? The Wheel of Fortune upright. I told you you're in this energy. I told you. Yeah, this is your energy. Poverty reverse. Wheel of Fortune upright. Come on. I mean, hello. Hello. That's the ice cream truck. Hello. Yeah, you're good. What is there to worry about? You're fine. Right? It's these people. They want to know what you have. Well, you're not in poverty, and your wheel is turning. What do you have? What's going on over there? So they're asking this rat, and this rat's like, I really don't know. I couldn't tell you if I could. I don't know. They know, but it's not their business. It's not. That's not. Okay. We do have Scorpio out here twice, actually. So this is, you know what? I want to say this could be a Scorpio going against another Scorpio. This could be a negative Scorpio in their south node going against a Scorpio in their north node. And here's the thing: when it comes to that battle, if that is the case, so the thing is about Scorpios in their south node, right? How do I say this? They tend to be good at dominating other signs, okay? Because of their, you know how a negative Scorpio can be, right? If not, look it up. But if a negative Scorpio is going against a Scorpio in their north node, that's not a sign. Very seldom, okay, that's not a battle that this negative Scorpio can withstand, and they're going to get exhausted before the Scorpio in their north node even breaks a sweat, okay? Scorpios are very, very tough, okay? Now, a Scorpio in their south node, okay, they are tough too, but their negativity and their toxicity will eat at them before, right? Before they ever get to a point where they can feel like they accomplished a goal or their revenge plan or whatever the case it is, right? But a Scorpio in their north node, that's not a sign that you want to go to war with in their north node, okay? So if that is the case, then whoever this person is, I don't know what they thought they were doing. Because a Scorpio's nature is all about change and transformation. Even though a Scorpio is a fixed sign. So this is someone who's a fixed sign, but they're stuck in their south node, unwilling to change, very karmic and negative, right? My nose is itchy. So let's say you are a Scorpio in your north node, fixed sign, but you embrace the change, you flow with it, you go with it, right? You can't, change is inevitable, you can't stop it. Just because you don't want to change, you don't want things to change, and you don't want this and that and this and that and this and that, it doesn't matter. Time does not care about that. It doesn't. So you're in a very, very auspicious and blessed energy, okay? And whoever this person is, whoever these people are, I feel like whoever this person is, it could have been a karmic Scorpio that created this group, created this clan, this coven, this cult, gathered up a bunch of people, coworkers, family, friends, neighbors of yours. They gathered up a bunch of these people to go against you. And there was a rat that knew what was going on. Rats are very, very clever, I'll tell you that. Alright, I'm also getting Virgo, Taurus, Scorpio, as I said, and Leo. So your health is good, your confidence is good, your strength is good. You're going with the flow, with change, abundance, right? You're ascending. Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck upright. That's your energy. You're celebrating, having a great time. These are actual celebrations. Like, you're actually celebrating things. You're not just like, woohoo, it's a Tuesday. No. You're actually celebrating. You're having, you know, you're around a good group of people. Happy, genuine. But the Wheel of Fortune, you have actual things to celebrate about. You're not, these aren't just partying and drinking, right? Ten of Pentacles, reverse, as I split the deck. Yeah, so these could be karmic family members of yours. Or there's, some of your karmic family members are within this group, this cult, this coven, this clan, or whatever. I keep wanting to say clan. And I feel like clan is more like people who share the same name, they share the same blood. So this could be a large group of this, a large number of these people of this karmic community could be your family members, right? So we have the Nine of Cups reverse that fell out. Yeah, see, I was just thinking too that whoever this person is in the Five of Cups energy, they're like really, really miserable and like depressed because they keep thinking about what could have been, what could have been, what could have been, right? And because it's like they were, in their mind, right, disillusionment, okay? In their mind, they were under an illusion. They're not anymore. And I feel like that's why a lot of this Five of Cups energy is seeping out of them. But in their mind, they were under some sort of illusion that if they could do whatever they could do to you, if they backstabbed, betrayed you, whatever they could, right, they would make them happy, right? It would get them satisfaction. It would fill them up. But obviously, God's like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So in their mind, it's like whatever their fantasy that they had about going against you, whatever illusion that they were under, thinking that this was possible, it went away. It didn't happen. And I feel like the reason why they're so depressed and sad and stuck on that is because they're stuck on that. They're stuck on that. They're not. This is not a very happy person, obviously. Five of Cups upright, Nine of Cups reverse. They're really, 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 really deep in their emotions, in a very dangerous place emotionally. All right. This is the kind of depression where family members or friends or whatever might have to do a wellness check on them, right? Maybe even get them in a psychiatric ward and do like a 24-hour, I don't know, watch on them because they're like in that dark place right now. They're like really, really dark place where they can't handle life anymore. And all because they thought that they would find Nine of Cups. They thought they would find happiness by going against you or attacking you or bullying you or betraying you, whatever the case it is, right? They were under that illusion. I don't know who told them this or what told them this, but it was like it's coming out as if they betray you, they would be happy. I feel like it's a lot of revenge. Yeah. So this could be like a negative, toxic Scorpio thinking that if they get revenge on you, they would be happy. And God's like, but that revenge is not justified. So no, I don't think so. And they couldn't do it. So they feel like because they can't get revenge on you, a revenge that's not justified, it has no, like, why? Because they said no, because they moved on, because they changed, because they have happiness, because they're in the Wheel of Fortune, because they're not in poverty, you want to get revenge on them? That doesn't make any sense. No, I don't think so. I just seen 44-8, which is 88, okay? And you break that down, you break that down, you break that down. So there's someone that knew about this. And you could have also been picking up on this as well. But yeah, this person really thought that if they could betray you and get revenge on you, they would be happy. And that's not happening. So they're stuck in this emotion. They're stuck in this feeling. They're stuck in this self-imposed imprisonment. Emotional imprisonment, okay? And that's not your problem. That has nothing to do with you. You cannot pity this person. You cannot feel bad for this person. This person might want to give you a gift as well, but be careful because that gift could be cursed. Alright? But just keep that in mind. Or there's like strings attached. I mean, I guess it's the same way. So. Alright, I'll get a couple more and then I'll close the reading. What a very interesting read today. My. Go buy my book. Alright, let's see. Ace of Swords upright, because I know what I'm talking about. You know the truth. You know what's going on, who's who, what's what. You can see things very clearly as well with the Ace of Swords upright. Okay, you not only that, but you know who's who when it comes to your family members, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers. You know who's an enemy, who's a friend, who's just a rat, who's only there for survival. Okay, you know that. You see that. That's very important that you see that, and you do. You have clarity on that. You can tell, like, yes, you're an ally. You're not an ally. You're an enemy. You're not anything. You're just here for survival. You're just here because there's free food, right? It's kind of like that energy, right? So, and it's good to know, all right? Because sometimes rats. Here's the thing. You ever meet someone who's a really bad gossip? They just talk. Anything you say, anything they hear, they will talk, right? Now, believe it or not, that gossip has a purpose, okay? And if you understand that purpose, you can utilize that, all right? Trust me, it works, right? And that's not, like, it's just, you just have to know, okay? You just have to know how these things work. It's very layered, it's very complicated, but at the same time, it's also so simple and so easy, okay? So this rat has a purpose. That gossiping person has a purpose, all right? Now, yes, gossiping is a sin and blah, 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 right? All that stuff, right? So you know not to tell them anything about yourself, right? But they have a job, all right? And if you understand that job, right, when it's necessary, I should say that, when it's necessary, you can utilize that, all right? But anyways, I think this reading has to be one of my funnest readings, I would say. Yeah, this is a fun read. All right, 2 more, and then I'm gonna close the reading. No! Sorry. Not that. I don't want that. Alright, let me get 2 more. Ace of Wands upright, King of Wands upright, and the 6 of Cups reversed, and the 5 of Pentacles reversed. Jeez Louise, get out of here. No way. The Chariot reversed? No way. Oh my god. Yeah, my god. Now, this is someone that's, I feel like this is another person in the middle. Alright, you have this person, and then you have you. This could be the person in the 5 of Cups. I do think this person is in the 5 of Cups. This King of Wands upright. This could be the person that is part of this dark community over here. So this King of Wands upright wants to get out of the cold of something. Maybe out of the cold of, maybe you're icing them out. Maybe you shut the door on them. Maybe you close the door on them. Whatever. Because I did say something about maybe you said no to this person, okay? So this could be somebody that you rejected, or they feel very rejected by you, okay? But I do feel like this person wants to give you a gift. They want to, like, fix things with you. This is someone from your past. Your past could be 2 minutes from now, 2 years from now. It's the past. If it's not now or the future, it's the past, right? So this King of Wands wants to fix something. They want to recover a relationship that you had with them. But it doesn't seem like you have any good memories with this person. And this person can see what you see when it comes to, like, the past that you share with this person. They can see that, right? And I feel like that's the kind of, like, shame and guilt that they have to hold on to. That's the 5 of Cups energy. That's a lot. And it's interesting too, because I feel like this person with this Ace of Wands right next to them, all they can see, they see the bad past that they share with you, right? But at the end of the day, they want this. They want to, like, do the deed with you still. Like, they know that they've done wrong things. They know what they did. But they still can't shake the fact that they want to do the deed with you. They find you attractive. They want to be with you, intimate with you, right? I feel like this person feels like their wand is the gift that they want to give you. I don't know about that. But this gift is just supposed to keep you trapped and bound with the Chariot reversed, okay? Whatever gift that they want to give you it's more so that way they can, like, keep you tethered to them. Alright? It's not really a gift it's just a way to bind themselves to your Wheel of Fortune. Right? Because if you're bound to them, you can't go anywhere. But they have all the access to your Wheel of Fortune and your clarity and your insight and your lack of and your yes, baby, and you're not in poverty. So they have access to that. 555. So they can keep you bound to them. Go anywhere you want, but you can't leave me kind of energy. Alright, so be very mindful. Alright. Now, I don't know if this is, again, I'm not entirely too sure that this King of Wands is this person in the Five of Cups energy, but they very well could be. Okay? So, and I feel like this rat knows, if that is the case, then the rat knows you and also knows the truth of this King of Wands. Alright? I feel like this rat also knew that this King of Wands just wanted to, like, trap you. Because they're of high honor reverse, so they're not getting the Wheel of Fortune anytime soon. I'm not saying forever, but as of right now, they're not getting it. Alright? Not forever, because things can change, people can heal, people grow up, right? But as of right now, this King of Wands does not have access to your Wheel of Fortune or any Wheel of Fortune because they are of high honor reverse. Okay? So, this rat can see that. But this King of Wands doesn't know who the rat is. But it's supposed to be that way. Alright? Anyways, this is a reading. Bye.